What's up, Pyro Squad? This is Doug. I am hanging out at the RedAppleFireworks.com showroom here in Pahrump, Nevada, and we have so much cool stuff going on, happening all around me. The store, as you can see, is in a little bit of disaster mode right now because we are revamping everything just for you. That includes all sorts of new products that have been coming in since the 4th of July in 2018 that are now ready for you in 2019. I'm talking about old favorites that are back in stock, like those. And I'm also talking about brand new classics, like this one. And yes, we've been busy since the 4th of July developing brand new products containing new effects that you have never seen before. You guys can check out all this stuff as we're rolling it out, but today is something very special. As you may know, Red Apple Fireworks has become literally infamous for our amazing canister shell selection. It all started with UV shells back in 2014. Then we introduced it to these babies right here, still some of my favorites, the pagoda shells. And over the years since then, we've introduced you to lots of brand new 5-inch shells, and last year, the world's first 6-inch canister shell. But today, right now, we're gonna be talking about these babies right back here. These Chroma 5-inch XL canister shells were some of our best sellers of 2018. We introduced the world to a brand new type of canister shell, and in fact, these XL canister shells were a huge hit. If you shot them, you know what I'm talking about. So, what I wanted to do for you today is grab a case of these babies, slice them open, show you what's inside and what's brand new for the 2019 edition of our now world famous PyroStar Chroma 5-inch XL canister shells. That was a mouthful. I'm gonna hand my camera over to Ms. Chantel right now, who's gonna help me film this because there's no possible way that I could do this unboxing and hold this camera. Not happening. Here you go, Chantel.
Thank you.
But before we get started, people are always asking me what kind of blade I'm using to slice open these cases, and the last vlog that I did, we had some issues with the blade, so I went a little crazy and I bought a whole bunch of different blades, and this is the one that I'm gonna be trying today. I bought this one initially because I love the name and the logo. Look at that, it just says Slice. Slice. What's really cool about this Slice blade is that it's actually made from ceramic rather than metal, and ceramic is non-sparking, which, as you can imagine, might be important in a fireworks store, which we are in right now. Oh, and don't forget, it's finger-friendly and ambidextrous. So if you're trying to cut yourself, which we don't want you to do, don't use this blade. All right, enough about the blade. You can find the link in the description below. It'll take you to Amazon where you can buy this, which you should do. So let's see what it looks like. Ooh. There we go. Nice pocket-sized blade there. Pretty cool. And yes, very finger-friendly. Let's see how it works with slicing these amazing Chroma shells open. Oh my God. And I just broke my back. Okay, so as you can see, this is a full case of Chroma 5-inch XL canister shells. Inside this case, you're gonna get, hey, what's inside? Well, you're gonna get 3 boxes like this. So inside this case, if you look up here real quick, you can see the inside boxes lined up. You're gonna get 3 of those in each case of the Chroma shells. So as you guys know, we update our designs and our effects every single year. So in 2019, these are gonna be different than what you had in 2018. And I'll show you how you can tell the difference and what the differences are. Slice! Take those out. This smells like a fireworks box printing factory. I think I like it, I'm not sure. All right, let's see what's inside. Oh. All right, so let's see what's inside the case. You already got a little sneak peek a minute ago. You're gonna get 3 of these. Here's 1, 2, and 3. And this one we're gonna unbox for you. Get this out of here. The first thing you're gonna notice is that we did update the artwork on this. What was an already beautiful design now is even more beautiful. As you can see, we got rid of some of the gray accents that we had and replaced them with the awesome gradient that you can see running across the whole box. And the whole reason that we call these the Chroma shells is because all the effects are super colorful. And so we thought that the artwork should reflect the performance of the shells as well. So as you can see, we have a really sick gradient going on from green to blue to yellow, orange, pink, red, purple, and blue all the way down back into purple. I think this is really one of my favorite designs. And of course, we worked very closely to develop these shells with our friends over at Pyrostar. If you guys haven't checked out other Pyrostar products, you absolutely need to. They are some of the sickest stuff that we have in the store. The other big difference that we have here is that last year, all of the shells were wrapped blue. And as you can see behind me, they're all wrapped different colors this year. So we have 6 blue, 6 purple, 6 gold, and 6 red. So not only do I think that they look a lot cooler, but there's actually a dual function here. When the factory workers are producing the shells, a lot of them can't read English right away. So if we write the effect in English on the shell, it might not be clear what shell the worker is working with at that point. So instead of doing it that way, we put the effects in bundles, so there'd be less of a chance of a worker making a mistake by putting a wrong effect into one of the trays that you were otherwise expecting. So I want to show you one other really cool thing that is a Red Apple Fireworks original and exclusive. This is what we call the info strip, because it is a strip of information about the product that you are potentially, hopefully, purchasing. In this case, we're talking about the Chroma shells, so we're talking about XL canister shells. As I mentioned, you have 24 shells per box, 4 fiberglass tubes, all neon effects, very loud volume since they are fully loaded canister shells. And the display levels on these canister shells go up high. So low is like a fountain level effect, mid-level effect would be a bouquet or a mine. And in this case, we're just talking about a huge shell being launched into the sky where it explodes at a very high level. And of course, Red Apple Fireworks is your #1 source for 5-inch shells. These are XL canister shells. Now the other really cool thing that we did is to create this thing that we call an info box. A lot like an info strip, but in this case it's an actual box on the back of our box that's going to show you all of the details about the product. And just so you know, we're doing this because we want to make it as easy as possible for you to make an educated purchasing decision. Because we know a lot of the places where you might be used to seeing fireworks don't like to educate you about what you're buying. We want to make sure you're fully educated about what you're buying, even if you don't want to talk to a salesperson. But if you do want to talk to a salesperson, we're there for you. You can always find a Red Apple Fireworks team member lurking around every corner in the store, literally. All right, so here's the info box. In this case of Chroma shells, you might be asking yourself, what do these fireworks do? Let us tell you. The effects in this box are going to be loud bangs, brocade crowns, crackling, dahlias, dandelions, a custom Pyrostar effect, palms, peonies, pistils, stars, strobing or glittering, time brain, waves, willows, and probably a bunch of combinations of all of those. And as you've likely guessed, if you've watched any of our other videos, these are actual effect images taken by my iPhone. So you can expect to see effects and effect combinations like what you see on the info box. And of course, all the colors that you'll see in combination with the effects. You have bright white, gold, multicolor effects, neon blue, neon green, neon purple, neon red, neon yellow, regular silver, and again, combinations of all of those throughout this box of Chroma shells. Let's see what's actually inside now that I've told you everything about what's outside. Oh, slice! All right, so here's what you see when you first open the shells. As you pull them out, what you're gonna see is you're gonna see 4 of these types of packages inside. So each one of these sleeves has 6 5-inch shells and a fiberglass tube inside this cardboard sleeve. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's what your 2019 Chroma shells look like out of the box. But wait, there's more. So a lot of these unboxings and unpackings that I've done, I pull the stuff out and I show it to you, and that's the end of the video. And what I really want to start doing is actually showing you guys how to operate the fireworks, because believe it or not, a lot of people still don't know how to use these products, and that's okay. We've really innovated in terms of how we make the products, how we package the products, and it can be confusing if you're a new user or maybe you haven't tried this category of product before, and we encourage you to try new products. So don't ever think that it's out of reach for you. If you ever get confused about how to operate the product, the first thing you should do, look for this huge warning label, okay? This warning label gives you the basics about how to use the product and what not to do, which is more important than what actually to do. These warning labels will actually save your life if you follow them, so make sure you follow the warning label on every single firework that you buy from Red Apple Fireworks. The other thing is that we are always a click or a call away. Usually 24 hours a day, someone from the Red Apple team is awake, ready to respond to a question that you might have about our fireworks. So don't be shy. You can hit us on any of our social channels like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We're always on email. Just hit us up if you got any questions. All right, so assuming that you've purchased the Chroma shells and you've gotten this far, now you're gonna ask yourself, what do I do next? Well, I wanna show you what you do next, all right? So you grab your slice. And what you wanna do, you can always use your hands, but it's always easier to use a blade to cut these. So make sure you have a non-sparking blade no matter what you do, because if you hit one of the fuses and a spark goes, you could set one of the shells off before you actually follow the instructions on how to do it, all right? So from here, you're gonna cut the tape right on the side here, cut the bottom, and the reason that you're gonna cut the bottom here is so that you can get the launch tube dislodged from the rest of the packing, okay? So here we go. That's how you disengage the launch tube. So now this is ready for use, okay? So typically how you're gonna do this is set it on flat ground. Obviously that's not flat ground, let's pretend it is for this demonstration. Then you have this sleeve that you're gonna have to remove from the shell tray in order to get access to the shells. So to do that, just cut the side, cut the other side, throw this to your younger son, Ethan, who is then gonna go pick it up and put it nicely in the trash. Please don't litter. Recycle your paper. These are, don't litter. These are 100% recyclable materials in terms of cardboard, so make sure you're recycling, please. So following that, this is really where I really wanted to show you guys where we're making some advancements here. Instead of just putting the effect on the shell, we're now going to include a number. So again, not only does this help the workers in terms of packing them, but it's good for easy reference for the product that you're looking for the exact effect that you're looking for when you're going to shoot. By the way, these feel really heavy. That's a good thing. In this case, we're looking at the sleeve that has numbers 19 through 24. So we're looking at a neon blue dahlia with bright white strobe. Sounds beautiful. A shiny silver palm with a neon green strobe. A neon green palm with a deafening crackle, a neon yellow dahlia with bright white glitter, a neon red and neon green dahlia with crackling chrysanthemum, one of my faves, and a gold wave to neon blue stars. Another piece of recyclable material, which we would respectfully request that you do in fact recycle. Don't just throw it in the trash, throw it in the recycling bin, please, Ethan. Where is it? It's a good question, you're gonna have to find it. You have your first tray of 6 shells. You have your launch tube disengaged. By the way, this is a very high quality fiberglass launching tube that if fails to function, which it won't, you could absolutely use as a hammer or some other type of tool or weapon. So we're gonna pretend that this is the launch pad that you're using. This is solid cement ground, okay? There's nothing unlevel about this surface. It's a perfectly level surface. This is very important. You're gonna set your tube, your launch tube, on that surface. If you can take a little closer look here, the fuse is attached at the top of the shell, but it's wound in a coil around the shell with a piece of tape over it. If you take the time to go through and cut all these pieces of tape in order to get the fuse out, it's gonna take you a long time to do that. So the way that I like to do it, hold your thumb right at the top here, because even though the fuse is attached, it could be pulled out if you pull too hard. So hold your thumb over the point where the fuse is attached to the shell, grab the other end of the fuse and just pull gently. And now, that's the easiest way to get the fuse out of its coil without damaging the shell or fighting the tape. Don't fight the tape. That's rule number 22. Don't fight the tape. Now you'll see that this is a very long fuse. The reason this fuse is so long is because you're gonna put this shell into the launch tube before you even think about lighting the fuse. Very important. Do not light this fuse until the shell is safely inside the launch tube. This is how you put it inside the launch tube. Make sure you take a look. All of our shells are going to tell you which side is the top. In this case, it says top right on top, which means this is the bottom, and that's the end that's going to go into the tube first, okay? All right, so let me show you how that works now. So make sure, again, the top is facing up. bottom is facing bottom. That end goes into the tube, and you're just gonna make sure you're holding on to this fuse and just slowly put it into the tube. Voila! All right, now, this mortar or launch tube has a shell loaded inside of it, and this is ready to go, okay? So the other thing to remember here, this is a very powerful piece of pyrotechnic equipment. This could easily kill you. So make sure that you're reading the instructions and make sure that you do not hold this while you detonate it. Really, you should never hold this thing if you're getting ready to light it. Instead, place it on the flat surface like I said, and all you have to do now, light the fuse here, run like heck, out of the way, and enjoy the show. Now, the reason that we give you 4 fiberglass launching tubes is because we give you the 24 shells. Each of these fiberglass launching tubes should only be used to fire 6 shells and then throw it away. Check with your local fiberglass recycler to see if you can recycle this fiberglass tube. All right, guys, that has been your unboxing and tour of these brand new 2019 Pyrostar Chroma 5-inch XL canister shells. RedAppleFireworks.com and Red Apple Fireworks outlets are the exclusive places where you can pick these up. And you can find all of those on our website. Just visit RedAppleFireworks.com to see all of our dealers, or if you want to purchase online, we can ship right to your door. Any questions about these Chroma shells or any other fireworks or anything in general, you can hit us up at hi@RedAppleFireworks.com. Very responsive there, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you check out our blog at blog.redapplefireworks.com. Our blog, by the way, will allow you to do some really cool stuff. So if you haven't visited our blog, make sure you do that and interact with us there. It's the first place that you're gonna hear about many of the things that we talk about on these videos. Also, make sure you're doing everything you can to rack up our Pyro Coin. We'll link our Pyro Coin video in the description below because you need to be getting some free stuff from us, and Pyro Coin is the way to do it. All right, guys, thanks for spending some time with me. This has been another edition of Product Drops with a Z, and we hope to see you next time. Peace.